Greetings, my friends. I'm Gilles Monsieur. I'm called to return to come and say hello in this transformative process. We're in a very important time, this end of this year. We're in the middle of a 10-day transformation process that started a few days ago. Sometimes I feel like I'm like a filter. I feel there is all kinds of negative things, a negative emotion that comes up to be purified, to be cleansed, to be transmuted, and it's not our own. It appears to be personal to us because it's presented in such a way, but in truth, we're dealing with cleansing up all kinds of collective energy. And so it's very important to not to identify with the problem so much, but to align with our higher self and the destiny, the point of freedom, of joy, of abundance, and freedom, and not to let the horizontal timeline, the cross of matter, distract us too much from the pillar of light, from the vertical axis. For there is the eternal time, the timelines, the cross of matter, the unfoldment of time and space. But there is always the point of freedom to remember that we have this access on the vertical axis. Eventually, the pillar of light will come down. Right now, it's just a single string of light that connect us to the Earth's matter, the core of the Mother Earth and the great central sun above. And this is the manifestation of the blending of those two energies that is experienced through chakra systems that we'll eventually see. And there is this pendulum of duality that never let us see the light. So stop the pendulum of duality. Let me do that for you, to stop your pendulum of duality. And you can do that for others as well, in order not to forget to reconnect. And then once we are centered and connected and calm and lucid, then we can project ourselves on the wanted timeline. Well, thank you. I wanted to thank you, not to forget to subscribe. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and also if you want coaching or a private session, do not hesitate to send me an email. And thank you so very much for your donations, if you can. For we're not here to absorb, we're here to contemplate, to observe, because all the we have to deal with all the suffering of the world when we move into this unity consciousness. But we need to transmute it and traverse whatever confront us, energies that shows up as soon as possible. We need to develop compassion, lucidity, and courage. The more compassion we have, the more lucidity and courage we'll have, and so on. So, but we do need all three of them. We need to have the courage to transmute the darkness, to face the shadow, to face the fear, and to expand, to have the courage. Napoleon Bonaparte used to say the courage is not to have no fear, it is to do it anyway, even when you're afraid of something. And then if we have a lot of compassion, there's some like saints, people that are just dedicated to the well-being of others. They're overwhelming with love and dedication, but they don't have the lucidity to recognize, to love themselves and recognize themselves as an eternal extension of source. After they die, they go to the sphere of the saints, where they can stay for a while, but they enjoy the pure serenity of beauty and bliss of that sphere. But they do have to come back into matter to fulfill the lucidity. To be lucid, we need to learn to meditate, to be in receptive mode, to cultivate wisdom, to align with the wisdom that we receive through our intuition, and eventually will climb all the way up from the impure into the pure. Like the Buddha, he has huge compassion, huge lucidity, and huge courage in relationship to mortal beings. Yet, he has very little compassion, courage, and lucidity in relationship to the truth, because the truth embraces the pure and the impure. God has the courage to embrace all things, both even he's going to wander as demons and ghosts for a very long time. God has the compassion to accept all the suffering, just so that the balance of the energy of the law of cause and effect. And yet there is this amazing lucidity that God is self-aware of all things at all times. So once we achieve a certain level of lucidity, if we accept to go to the underworld, to face the darkness, then the more we'll be able to do that with our light and lucidity, the more we'll be able to integrate in relationship to the truth, until we can become one with the one. That is all. That is the ultimate adventure, the ultimate goal. Since God is one, he wants us, all his creation, to be one with him. So right now, sometimes we feel like we're in the middle. We're in the middle of the shift. We're stuck in the middle, just having to deal with energy, situations, circumstances that are much less than harmonious. Huh? We're not on a 7D planet where we're like everybody is in the love paradise, love, self-consciousness, instant manifestations, and so on. We're really accepted to come down here and a very shifting time. So just be kind to yourself and be kind to others, because it's only a passage. We're just passing through. Life is eternal. It will never end. There will never come a time where God will decide that I'm going to stop learning, growing, evolving, and experiencing life in the universe. There will always be a next level, always be more. So it is an eternal process. It can never be otherwise. And we're just passing through here as in the human form. For me, I had like this two lives already. I feel like I have two chapters of life, and I'm about to start the third chapter, which is going to be nice. Right now, Saturn just went direct in Pisces. So there's the North Node in Pisces, there's Neptune in Pisces, the Moon was in Pisces, a lot of karmic transmutation. Saturn was really is a beautiful planet if you have a chance to visit it or to see it with your own eyes. For me, I was a chance to go around it. I always remember I was taken on the spaceship. I was taken over the ring. It was so beautiful. And later on, I managed to peek inside. And I could even fill it up with light. And so because Saturn needed, this core needed to be returned to the light, because Kronos was really hard. It was like, he has been hijacked by the dark, so it could be used as a karmic punisher rather than a great teacher to remind us of our duty. But it's lightening up now, and there is a great deal of more ease that will be coming in the next chapter. Soon the outer will match the inner self. So it's like, but we do need to continue to tune into our inner life, cultivate it, connect with it, our source, and to allow it to lead the way. In a co-creative process, it's always a dance of creation. For the creator, will never, this intelligence that is the light, will never impose upon us. He will always he will guide us, he will lead us, and he will but he will always take in consideration all our thoughts, all our desire, all our response. It knows the level we are in, and it will always seek to bring us to the next level. Once we achieve the next level, we're not like, we arrived. No, we just, usually it's like, it's just picking up, and like, well, it's like video games. It's like, the more you plug in your avatar and you play a game, and then once you master a level, you think that there is all kinds of new difficulty every time we move on the next level, dimensional level. The truths that we need to master and the lessons we need to master are completely different. Whatever we've learned on the plane below, it's an accumulation of knowledge that led us to that new level, but there is new truths to be integrated, new aspect of the law. And so it is an ongoing process. So we do want to enjoy every step and to always go back to the pose, the acceptation that we already all that is. Personally, I only have 30% visibility in relationship to my past, to my destiny. It's enough to grasp, to have a certain mental clarity, but not enough to align with all the specific. So it's like I have the core, the heart of the new cycle, but not so much the detail, the manifestation. I'm really eager to see because I do feel that I'm completely ready to move into whatever comes up. I'm ready to embrace it and move with it and lead the way there. For there is a great awakening and potential of awakening all over the world. The whole world is awakening. Yet I still think that the United States is very central, North America, because it's really made of all nations. Except for the native people, the Indians. It's a country that was created as the Garden of Eden, where all countries, all race, all beliefs would just merge and become one. And to serve as an example, a model for the world. It's very big. America is very big. I lived there 20 years, and I moved more. I lived in more places than most Americans would ever want to live there. But It's very beautiful. It's very diverse. Welcome to our friends in America, and all. Of course, I'm making those videos for all those people, for everyone that speaks English here. And so I do think it's very for the United States. We're of course hijacked by the dark, but as soon as this will be liberated, I do think it's going to have a global repercussion, and it will really move the process faster. I'm eager to go back to the States. I do have friends and family there. It's very important to always need to know that we always need to adjust. We all, no matter what we believe, we come into circumstances that always we have to face a situation that's always beyond what we expected. It's just the way life is. It will always present us with challenges, things that so we will never be completely prepared. But we have to say that we are ready for anything and to embrace life, to make a leap of faith. But it's all important that we need to adjust depending on the mission, depending on the circumstances, the situation. It's always good to be calm and lucid and serene when we address things. And to know what we're doing. For instance, me, if somebody's showing me a piece of art, I can know what it's worth, if it's good, if it's true, if there is a problem, or it's my profession, or talk about spirituality or theology or philosophy. Those things I'm pretty much master. But if somebody's have to talk to me about life in a submarine or plumbing or I would of course go to people who know that. When you don't know something, it's not about knowing it all. It's about to know where to go when you don't know. And we also have counsel on the spiritual plane, but first we need to open our ability to communicate with those realms. In the meantime, before it's like legal or medical, or like when you don't know, you go see someone that can that can assist you. And so it is important to continue to know that to achieve our mission, we're going to need to surround ourselves with qualified and soul tribe, soul people that we can work with together as one. And it's going to be, but at the end, it's only it's our personal responsibility, our authority. At the end, we make the choice. We assume the responsibility. Each soul is responsible of his own actions, for instance, but notwithstanding the fact that, I'm sure that's what I'm saying is probably common sense, but if somebody is doing something really bad, everybody will suffer. And if somebody is doing really good, a lot of people will benefit. Yet at the end, it will serve the evolution of all to go through whatever we're going through. But at the end, the soul is only responsible of his own creation. So just don't carry the world on your shoulder. And try to always think that, because within us there is all kinds of layers and layers and layers and layers of ever-increasing ethereal dimension of consciousness. The inner plane of consciousness are very ethereal, very light, very still, very pure. And it's always good to see things from the center, as much central as possible as well. Returning to the center, always breathing into the center is always very important. And for once, I remember in the 90s, I was doing space travel with girlfriends in Miami, and I ended up. We went to Venus, but I was like, yes, I went to Mercury, and I get pulled into the sun. At the time, I didn't think you could even go into the sun, so it could be dangerous to go into a star. But I got pulled in, and that showed me a reality that I could have never suspected: the vision of the Earth from within the sun. And now I'm learned that I can return to that central position of the sun to look at the solar system, the thousands and thousands of celestial bodies with the 10 major systems. The sun has a unique vision of what is going on within its energy field, and so it's the same thing with God. God, being at the center of the universe of universes, has a total vision of all that is. So it's always good to return to unify your consciousness with that of the higher consciousness, and yet we will come to realize that most planets are all spherical, and usually there is more advanced civilization inside the planet. They are hollow, and the most advanced civilization live inside, and then there is outer. Sometimes if there is an atmosphere, there could be physical life on the outside, and there are countless worlds in the universe. Yet not all is organized just yet, but even the solar systems except for all those except for paradise. Paradise is relatively flat and elliptical, but everything turns around paradise. And there is on the north side, that's where the pressure is applied on the north side. But it's very complex. There is energy coming from below paradise that even if we go, you can see those energy zones, but you can have no clue on how it works, or what nobody knows except for God. There is certain things that only God knows, even on the paradisical consciousness level. So we'll come to realize that there is actually that everything is more like a disk. The solar system is not a bubble; it's a disk. The galaxy is not a bubble; it's a disk. The universe, they'll tell you that the universe is a bubble, but no, it's a disk. Also, it's like concentric levels, and the level gets bigger and bigger and bigger the farther they go from the eternal center. But we can't really see that because we are a little planet that's like moving, that's moving. On all kinds of directions. There's all kinds of gravity pull, and on the edge of the Milky Way. So it will take us a time because we don't have a central vision of what is going on, of how the universe was created. But in reality, it's concentric circles of energy that will eventually stretch out towards infinity. Yet the central universe and paradise will forever remain invisible from the outer realm, from the cosmic universe. So it's we'll still have much to discover, but there will be much discovery that will be that will be made. So it's like we can't rush knowledge or understanding. It will come when it will come. I'm going to pull, and yet we don't need to wait for aligning with this discovery. For me, art has been painting has been very instrumental in my spiritual evolution and my consciousness. I've been painting cosmology and cosmic reality. I'm going to pull a few cards, show some paintings, sing a song. The card of the day is the faithful heart, is to be true to yourself and true to those you love as much as possible, because there is this alignment that is coming. So it's important to maybe we don't understand the wisdom of the value of waiting for what we seek, but we will eventually. Let's see what the higher wisdom is to have plans, to logistic plans, to have a clear plans of action. And it's about the thinker, so it's about just be ready. I've done it before, but I'm going to rewrite all my notes. I have a little notebook for my project. I've got about 50 pages of notes that I don't take notes. I don't need them. It's so anchored within me. I know, and I'll have to stay flexible in any event. To understand what we need to understand is the higher power. How do we work with the invisible intelligence more and more, to work with our guides, the angels, the spirit, to align with all those invisible resources. What we need to do is the time of departing, to be ready to move. And the outcome is going in circle. For now, it's okay. It's like until the process is complete, the life will go in circle. But it's not a circle in reality. It's more an ascending spiral. But from above, it looks like we're going in circle. But in truth, the circle is ascending. So it's like. And I'm going to pull a card from the Akash. I'm going to show a few paintings. Here we have the scribe or the writer. It's very important to continue to write down, take notes. For me, I have much writing I'm going to need to do. I'm inspired. It comes pretty easily, so I'm going to see how this unfolds. But it's very important to take note of your experiences, even just for yourself. But write it down. First, it releases the energy. It anchors the energy. You can always go back to it, but it doesn't. It just assists to move forward and to anchor the energies. So I'm going to show those little paintings. They will be a lot better when they're framed. Very soon they will all be cataloged. I've got hundreds of those. And they will start. The significance of those little minuscule paintings will be important, because once the big ones will be created, those little ones will have a lot of significance. I don't sell them for too expensive, about 200 euros right now. If you're interested, you can, and I will always be interested to buy them back as soon as I start my project. And so I have those new little paintings. Some of them are very theatrical. If you're interested about art, do not hesitate to contact me. And if you need coaching or if you need a session also, I'm still available to do some of those. It's going to be nice to see them framed, and I'm going to need some big walls, because when you have big walls, when you have a gallery, I was blessed to run a few galleries or work in many galleries, in a number of galleries. When you have big walls, you need big paintings. But if you put 100 small paintings, it's just as powerful as one big one. And they will all make sense when they'll be catalogued. Spirits, they're very original. They will all, they're very meaningful. There's a lot of life force energy within them, and they're very unique. Of course, as soon as I have my studio, I'm going to start working in photography as well. I'm not really sure, but maybe like Warhol or something. Maybe not as pop as Warhol, but and there is all kinds of series I want to do. Also, a lot of projects, art project. As soon as I have a studio, maybe I'll set up a factory, like a big studio. And, we'll see how it unfolds. I don't have enough visibility. I'm going to sing a song. This is other song that comes into my mind, but I don't feel ready to sing it. And so I'm going to sing another one. But as far as music, for me, it's like I feel like I know Spirit has told me that I'm gonna get involved in music. So I was thinking maybe I should already start songs, even if I don't have instrument. I can already write songs, and so but every time I tried, it's like in my mind it goes back to a song that's already been written. So it's like, but it was the same thing in paintings. It took me 7 years. For 7 years, I used to paint. When I came out of art school, I was running galleries and so on, but I would still paint. And I would do paintings, but they looked too much like a Matisse or a Picasso, but not as good as Matisse or Picasso. So I was really going in circle. And then eventually I was in Santa Fe managing a gallery over there, and at night I did a series of 64 pastel on the I Ching. And then I showed it to some professional. They were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And they're beautiful, beautiful series. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to get some of those back. And then I went back to Los Angeles. I had this huge loft, and I started doing those paintings with text of Buddha, Lao Tzu, the truth by God, very spiritual text, and then they were completely magical. It took me a very long time to come into something really personal, unique, very spiritual in terms of art with those first series of written paintings, and it may be the same with music. I've only been singing for a few years, so maybe at some point I'm going to be home, I'm going to have a musical instrument, and I'm going to have those melodies that and songs that will pop up, and I will record them and share them. But for now, I'm going to sing this song of the Beatles. It's about letting go. It's really about accepting life and trusting life. It's called "Let It Be." When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, and let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Of course, when it's time to act, we act. Huh? We don't want to be like Hamlet, always very bright, but lack of ability to act, to interfere. He's doing the best he can, but well, Hamlet was just an example. But because there is always it's really about accepting and yet following the flow of the heart. When we call it to actions, we do want to have the courage to go for it, to check it out, even if we fail, even if it doesn't work. At least we know if we've been inspired by the heart, there is always a reason for it to there's something to learn from every experiences. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others always. So the card of the day will let you interpret those intuitively. Is the one, it's the energy. Always return to the one, the primal energy. You, here and now. You are the magician. The highest wisdom is the triumph. What needs to be understood is the potential, the potentiality. What needs to be done is the indulgence. So in truth, I see this card as not too indulgent. We don't want to be too severe or too closed up, too rigid. But so we don't want to have flexibility. But we do need to keep things on track and going in the right direction. And the outcome will be clairvoyance. We're going to be able to continue to expand our vision, to expand our clairvoyance into things behind the veil, and to continue to expand our consciousness. Well, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you very much for your presence and your support. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.